What if finding your purpose wasn't really about discovery at all, but about creation? Today, we're diving into a spiritual system that completely flips that script. It's not about finding yourself, it's about actively weaving yourself, literally creating your own personal myth from the threads of your life. So, you've heard the term, right? NPC. You've probably even used it. It's become this internet shorthand for someone who just seems, well, kind of like background scenery, operating on a loop. But what if I told you that term isn't an insult? What if it actually described a sacred, even essential role in the universe?
See, in the Arreqqana spiritual system, NPC gets a radical rebrand. It stands for Nakareti Passive Channel, which is a beautiful way of saying a soul that isn't actively weaving its own destiny thread. And here's the kicker. That's not seen as a failing, not at all. It's a crucial and temporary role in the grand design of everything.
Right, so the most important thing to get here is that this isn't about being lesser. An NPC, in this way of thinking, is a soul with a vital purpose. They might be an anchor, that person who stabilizes a totally chaotic situation, just by being there. Or they could be a mirror, reflecting something back at you that you really need to see in yourself, or even a living lesson that helps guide you. They're kind of on a spiritual autoflow, and in doing so, they hold the very fabric of reality together. And this is where that shift in perspective just becomes crystal clear. On one side, you have the gaming term we all know, background filler, a pretty derogatory label. But on the other, the Arreqqana meaning is just poetic, a sacred echo, a stabilizer. It's not who you are forever, it's just a temporary state of being. And these roles are incredibly specific and, honestly, pretty powerful. An echo walker? That could be the person who blurts out something you were just secretly thinking, forcing you to deal with it. A pattern holder might be that super quiet person in your life whose calm presence just makes everything feel okay. And an illusion catalyst? Whoa, they might create a problem or a crisis that forces you to have a major life-changing breakthrough. Okay, so if being a passive channel is one side of the coin, what's on the other? Well, the Arreqqana system calls it being a thread walker, and that's someone who consciously takes up the threads of destiny and starts actively weaving their own reality. This reveals the core philosophy of the whole system. It means no one is permanently an NPC. That state is just a thread asleep. It means that absolutely anyone can awaken, remember their purpose, and begin to weave again. It's a system built on pure potential, not on some fixed destiny. And this is the big question, isn't it? It's one thing to know these two paths exist, but how do you figure out which one you're currently on? And more importantly, how do you awaken your own thread? Well, the system has a tool for that. Now, this is not your average online personality quiz, okay? The Arreqqana Zodiac Quiz is designed to completely bypass your logical brain and speak directly to your intuition. It's all about finding the spiritual archetype or sacred kin that resonates most deeply with your soul. Let's just do a quick run-through of the kinds of questions it asks. There are no right or wrong answers, just what feels true. So, in a sacred storm, what do you become? The guiding wind, the calm mountain, or the clever shadow? Your gut reaction is everything. Or how about this one? Your spirit companion appears right now. What's the first image that pops into your head? Is it a wolf with braids in its fur? A glowing swan made of mist? A floating, tentacled mirror thing? Whatever form it takes, it reveals a deep truth about you. And finally, it might ask you to choose a phrase that just echoes in your soul. Are you someone who connects with softness is not weakness? Or is it chaos makes me clever? Or maybe grace is a sword? These phrases are like keys, unlocking parts of who you are. So after that whole journey of introspection, what do you find? The quiz doesn't just spit out a simple label. It reveals which of the core spiritual archetypes, the sacred kin, you belong to. In the Arreqqana Zodiac, it all comes back to this number, 9. There are 9 sacred kin, 9 fundamental patterns of spiritual energy, and each one has its own unique purpose, its own virtues, and its own destiny path. You want to meet a few of them? And here are just a few. You might be the Kialanet, which is like a bunny cat, whose whole purpose is to bring joy and sacred play into the world. Or maybe you're the Kasorian wolf, the fierce protector of truth. Or the Volcusina octopus, the one who connects all the unseen patterns with brilliant intelligence. Or maybe the Nalayasha swan, whose destiny is to carry beauty right through the middle of change. Each kin has its own flavor, its own unique job to do.
But wait, because your kin is so much more than just a cool animal symbol. It's a complete spiritual profile. It's tied to a thread essence, like wind or flame, a life season, like the winter hunt, and that super clearly defined destiny path we talked about. It's basically a complete map of your soul.
So I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds very mystical, very abstract, right? But this is where it gets really grounded. These beliefs aren't just sitting in some ancient texts. They are alive and breathing in modern culture, especially in what's known as the coastal code.
A perfect example of this is a coastal hip-hop track called Mind Your Shoreline. The artists in this scene literally weave Arreqqana philosophy directly into their lyrics. It's spirit becoming street, a living tradition expressed through boom-bap beats. It's amazing.
Take this lyric from the chorus, mind your shoreline. That means mind your own spiritual and personal boundaries. Mind your wave is about managing your own energy. And don't get caught in a thread you can't brave. That's a direct warning not to get tangled up in someone else's destiny or their drama. It's ancient wisdom, just in modern slang. This line here really captures the sacredness of your own individual path. Your thread is your journey. It's earned, it's authentic, it's stitched royal. It's saying you can't just try on someone else's life experiences, their pain, or the wisdom they've gained. It has to be lived. And this might be the most powerful line of all. It is a straight-up declaration of spiritual sovereignty. It means, my inner life, my soul's journey, it's not content for your entertainment or your judgment. It's sacred, it's complex, it's divine and encrypted. It's my personal myth, not your docuseries. So, in the end, this whole incredible system brings us right back to one single profound question. Are you content to be a passive channel, a sacred and stabilizing force? Or are you ready to awaken, to pick up your needle and become a threadwalker, to find your kin, understand your purpose, and actively start weaving your own incredible story? According to the Arreqqana, the choice is and always has been yours. So, which thread will you weave?